Okay, continuing Love That Dog. March 14th. That was the best poem you read yesterday by Mr. Walter Dean Myers. The best poem ever. I am sorry I took the book home without asking. I only got one spot on it. That's why the page is torn. I tried to get the spot out. I copied that best poem and hung it on my bedroom wall right over my bed where I can see it when I'm laying down. Maybe you could copy it too and hang it on the wall in our class where we can see it when we are sitting at our desks doing our stuff. I sure like that poem by Mr. Walter Dean Myers called Love That Boy because of two reasons. I liked it. One is because my dad calls me in the morning just like that. He calls, "Hey there, son." And also because I had my yellow dog, when I had my yellow dog, I loved that dog. And I would call him like this. I'd say, "Hey there, Sky." His name was Sky. March 22nd. My yellow dog followed me everywhere. Every which way I turned, he was there, wagging his tail and slobber coming out of his mouth when he was smiling at me, all the time as if he were saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you for choosing me." And jumping up on me with his shaggy, straggly paws on my chest like he was trying to hug the insides right out of me. And when us kids were playing outside, kicking the ball, he'd chase after it and push it with his nose. Push, push, push. And getting slobber all over the ball. But no one cared because he was such a funny dog. That dog, Sky. That straggly, furry, smiling dog, Sky. And I call him every morning, every evening. Hey there, Sky. March 27th. Yes, you can type up what I wrote about my dog, Sky. But don't type up the other secret one I wrote, the one all folded up in the envelope with tape on it. That one uses too many of Mr. Walter Dean Myers' words, and maybe Mr. Walter Dean Myers would get mad about that. April 4th. I was very glad to hear that Mr. Walter Dean Myers is not the sort of person who would get mad at a boy for using some of his words. And thank you for typing up my secret poem, the one that uses so many of Mr. Walter Dean Myers' words. And I like that you put at the top, inspired by Mr. Walter Dean Myers. That sounds good to my ears. Now no one will think I just copied because I couldn't think of my own words. I will know I was inspired by Mr. Walter Dean Myers. But don't put it up on the board yet, okay? Is Mr. Walter Dean Myers a live person? And do you think he could ever come to our city or our class, or our school or our class? And if he did, we should hide my poem with his words. Hide it real good, just in case he would get mad about that. April 9th. No. I can't do it. You should do it. You're a teacher. April 12th. I don't agree that Mr. Walter Dean Myers might like to hear from a boy who likes his poems. I think Mr. Walter Dean Myers would like to hear from a teacher who uses big words and knows how to spell and type. April 17th. Dear Mr. Walter Dean Myers, you probably don't want to hear from me because I am only a boy and not a teacher, and I don't use big words, and you probably won't read this. Even if you do read it, you probably are way too busy to answer it, let alone do the thing I am going to ask you. And I want you to know that's okay, because our teacher says writers are very busy trying to write their words, and the phone is ringing, and the fax is going, and the bills need paying, and sometimes they get sick. I hope you're not sick, Mr. Walter Dean Myers. Or their family gets sick, or their electricity goes off, or their car needs fixing, or they have to go to the grocery store, or do the laundry, or clean up messes. I don't know how you find the time to write your words if you do have to do all that stuff, and maybe you should get a helper. So what I am asking you is this. Girls, be nice! If you ever get time to leave your house, and if you ever feel like visiting a school where there might be some kids who like your poems, would you ever maybe think about coming to our school, which is a clean place with mostly nice people in it. And I think our teacher, Mrs. Stretchberry, would maybe even make brownies for you because she sometimes makes them for us. I hope I haven't too much stopped you from doing your writing of words and fixing your car and getting groceries and all that stuff just to read this letter, which probably has taken you maybe 15 minutes. And in that time, you could have maybe written a whole new poem, or at least the start of one. And so I am sorry for taking up your time, and I understand if you can't come to our clean school and read some of your poems to us, and let us see your face, which I bet is a friendly face. My name is Jack. By Mr. Walter Dean Myers. April 20th. Did you mail it? Did he answer? April 24th. Months? It might take months for Mr. Walter Dean Myers to answer my letter, if he answers it. I didn't know until you explained that the letter has to go to Mr. Walter Dean Myers' publisher company, and then someone at the publisher company has to sort all the mail, not just my letter, but hundreds and hundreds of letters to hundreds of authors, and all that big mess of mail piled up, and someone sorting all that mail. And then the letters from Mr. Walter Dean Myers go to him, and maybe he's away, maybe he's on vacation, maybe he's sick, maybe he's hiding in a room writing poems, maybe he's babysitting his children or his grandchildren, if he's married and stuff. Or maybe he has to go to the dentist or get that car fixed. Or maybe someone died. I really, really hope that someone did not die. So if you ask me, it could take him years to get around to answering that letter. So I guess we'd better just forget about it, not count on it, get it out of our minds, and do something else. Forget it. Tune in tomorrow for the conclusion of Love That Dog.